Welcome to Vlog Views. I'm Doug Simon of DS Simon Productions. My guest, in addition to the music overhead, is Frank Eliason, who's Director of Global Social for Citibank. Thanks so much for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Great.
What a great event.
Yeah, now in your keynote presentation, you were talking about the importance of customer service and how social media has really brought that to the fore.
Well, if you look around, what's happening is more and more customers are taking control of brands because of the bad service they're having through all service channels. People aren't choosing to go to social media because that's their preferred channel. They're choosing because now they can really get a brand's attention. The challenge to it is brands aren't fixing what's broken, so more people are going to social media. We've seen the increase over the past few years go dramatically. My prediction is the next 2 to 5 years, it's going to be extraordinarily busy unless we fix what's really broken, which is the basis of our customer service today.
Right, now customer service and getting feedback through social, that can help catch something you might have missed. Do you think, and you sort of hinted at, brands can do a better job figuring it out for themselves? And what do they have to do to try and prevent problems before they hit the social scene?
Well, it's listening to your customer through all channels, the listening on the phones, listening on the surveys that you do. Today, they just go into they get filed in the circular file as opposed to actually truly worked upon. And it requires people throughout the organization. I think PR communicators are a great way to start. I always give credit at Comcast to their chief communications officer and Jen Corey, who's one of their PR people, who are just amazing at helping to drive the organization to improve customer service because they saw it. They knew that it had to be done throughout. So I think that our PR people that pay attention to PR news, they can drive the change in their organization because they know how it's impacting the brand.
Yeah, and it does have a huge impact on the brand. Now, one thing that's difficult to change, people don't always like volunteering when they've messed up. And when it talks about improving service, that's really about it. Hey, this isn't working. How do you create an environment where people can communicate that up the food chain and not be pounded on it for their mistakes, but praise?
I think we have to change the culture in organizations. It has to be about, let's get it right. And that takes getting senior leaders to actually paying attention to the phones. It takes asking the question of all levels of your organization, asking questions of your own customers, because they'll have the feedback for you. No one wants these brands to fail. No one wants to blast the brand. They want to celebrate them. And so find ways to keep engaging that way. And the more you do it, the better it is. I think the challenge up till now is we've always hidden from senior executives what's really happening in service. We say things like, oh, that's just the lunatic fringe. But the fact is, it's the reality of most of our customer experiences. So now it's time to speak up. If you really want to drive change in an organization, share stories. Share your customer stories. Customers are sharing them online all the time. I've found over the years, numbers don't change it, except for the bottom line if you're losing money. But stories will drive change, and everybody has access to that.
Great. Now, given your industry, it sort of speaks well of the lunatic fringe going mainstream, because obviously banking attracts a lot of controversy with what's going on in the economy. Specifically with an organization like yours that's regulated, how do you break through and get the behavior change that's needed?
Well, one of the things we do from social perspective, as an example, we take this social listening data, we put dashboards on everybody's desktop so they can actually engage with them. So senior leaders can click on their dashboard and actually start reading what's being discussed in social media about our brand. And they can see how decisions that are made are impacting the brand. It allows us then to work on fixing those. So it's creating this culture where they do have that access. And that's one of the things I love about social media. It's all out there. So you put that on a senior Radiant 6, the tool we use. There's other tools out there. Put the tool on their desktop and let them play with it, because no one wants to have the brand mentioned in the way it is today. So they will help fix it.
That's great. Well, thanks so much for your presentation and for your comments here.
Oh, thank you for having me, and what an incredible day.